Today what we're going to do is we're going to take it a step further. Yesterday you used displacement to determine the volume of unknown substances. What we're going to do today is first determine the volume of unknown substances and then use that volume to determine the density. All these problems have been provided with a mass. So looking at number one, we have a rock that weighs 30 grams. We have a graduated cylinder with 30 milliliters of water. We take the rock, we put it into the 30 milliliters of water, and the water rises to 40. So the volume before was 30 milliliters. The volume after was 40 milliliters. Question is, what is the volume of the rock? Okay, we need the difference, and when somebody says the difference, what they're asking you to do is subtract. You're going to take the before and subtract it from the other after. So 40 minus 30 is 10 milliliters. That would be the volume of the rock. Okay, so the volume of the rock is 10 milliliters. So that's step one. The next step we need to do is determine the density of the rock. Okay, so density is equal to mass divided by volume. My mass is up here, it's 30 grams. And my volume was what we just solved for. It's 10 milliliters. 30 divided by 10 is, y'all have calculators? 3 grams per milliliter. That's the unit for density. Okay, the next question is, show me some thumbs. Is that going to float or is that going to sink? Well, float or sink? Yeah, it's not showing my screen. Oh, I need to share on this. I'm sorry, y'all aren't looking at the problem. I'm concentrating on the recording. Y'all can see it now? Okay, so y'all missed that. Yes, that will sink because the density is greater than 1. The density of water is 1. Anything greater than 1 sinks. So, I guess y'all missed that because I was concentrating on the recording. But we took the 40 milliliters minus 30 milliliters, the after minus the before. It gave us 10 milliliters. 30 grams was the mass of the rock. 10 grams is the difference. 30 divided by 10 is 3 grams per milliliter. And yes, that will sink because it is a number greater than 1. The density of water is 1. Okay, example number 2. You have a rock with a mass of 20 grams. What is the volume of the rock? It was at 30. It went up to 35. Okay, so we want the difference. In other words, how much is it from 30 to 35? So 35 minus 30 is 5. 5 what? 5 milliliters. Okay, density is equal to mass divided by volume. So our mass was given to us as 20 grams. And our volume was given to us as 5 milliliters. What is 20 divided by 5? 4. 4 what? 4 grams per milliliter. Okay? Next thing I ask myself is, will that sink or will that float? Well, show me some thumbs for float or sink. It's going to sink, right? It is a number greater than 1. The density of water is 1. Because that's greater than 1, it will sink in water. So yes, it will sink. Okay, final example. A graduated cylinder is in increments of 5 milliliters. I actually gave you the after just to make it easier. What's the before? Before you drop the rock in, it was at 150 milliliters. After you drop the rock in, it went up to 180. Okay, so the volume of the rock, what's 180 minus What is 180 minus 150? 30. So that volume of that rock is 30 milliliters. Okay, the mass of that rock is 15 grams. The volume of that rock is 30 milliliters. Okay, so what is 15 divided by 30? Y'all should have calculators. Huh? Yeah, 0.5. 0.5. Okay, yes, it is 0.5, okay, grams per milliliter. And here's the biggest mistake students will make is they'll say big number divided by small number. That formula does not say big number divided by small number. It says mass divided by volume, which is 15 divided by 30 gives you 0.5. Is that rock going to float or sink? What do y'all think? Show me some thumbs. Float or sink? Yes, it will float. And why? It has a density less than 1. Okay, the density of water is 1. Anything less than 1 floats. So yes, that rock will float. I had a student last period say, well, but look at the picture. Well, let's not look at the picture. Let's look at the math. The math tells you it's going to float. So it will float. Okay, so what we're going to do today is in Schoology, under Thursday, there is an assignment called displacement using density. We just did the practice notes. So what you're going to do is take that quiz. I would say this, take your time, because I have students who normally make hundreds on assignments. They're making 20s, and it's because they're not working through it. This is actually a two-step problem. The first thing you need to do is find displacement, just like you did yesterday. Okay, that's one problem. And then the second thing you need to do is calculate density. And what I have students doing is they're subtracting and say, oh, there's the answer. I do have that wrong answer on there. Okay, after you subtract the before from the after, you only found the size of that object. Then you have to go and find the density and use that density formula. So density is equal to mass divided by volume. That would be the second step of the problem.